I knew I couldn't continue without getting one final game in. Stuck here reviewing games. Felt like a madman in a time loop. Of course, I'm the one who chose this path, so maybe the bad joke is on me. But
could you shut the hell up? You don't need to inner monologue anytime I'm doing something.
I always did have temperamental issues. The Max Payne franchise was one of the most influential in the early years of the PlayStation 2 and Xbox generation of consoles. Developed by Finnish game studio Remedy Entertainment, who you might know today for Alan Wake or Control. Remedy would only make 2 of the 3 Max Payne games. Today we're just going to be looking at Max Payne 3, released in 2012 and fully developed by Rockstar Games, with Remedy being consultants. It was even Remedy's Sam Lake who wrote a prequel comic that bridges the gap between Max Payne 2 and 3, which is really cool, and if you can get it, go read it. Now, the biggest change about this game is its location selection, leaving New York and entering the sunny but also dirty Sao Paulo, Brazil, taking you from the high and luxurious nightclubs of Sao Paulo all the way to the favelas. But it's not just Sao Paulo that Max ventures into, there's also Panama and even some levels set in New Jersey. In regard to the gameplay, it feels familiar to Max Payne 1 and 2, but with Rockstar's engine, with it now having an actual cover system, and of course the iconic bullet time. Now, there are some new mechanics thrown into the game, like if Max gets shot one too many times, the game will slow down and let you kill your attacker. Gain a small health boost, but at the cost of a painkiller slot. There are also these clues that can be found in every level. Now, these are completely optional. They're not like a requirement, but they do add a lot of lore, and they answer some unanswered questions in the story. I believe that 3 is the darkest out of the 3 games. Now, I've only played 2 and 3, and I haven't played 1 yet, but some of the things in this game are just straight up brutal. Like a girl getting executed with no censorship.
You kill her, don't you? Okay.
Now, granted, it's not Grand Theft Auto 4 dark, at least not in my opinion, but still dark enough to be part of a great story. Now, one negative I do have is that the game is relatively short with only 14 missions. It is short enough that you can actually complete it in one sitting. My personal favorite mission, 4, is set in New Jersey. Also, I noticed that in this mission, this particular NPC is modeled after Pauly D, which, as a Jersey Shore fan, I'm all for it. Now, Chapter 7 was another mission that gave me issues as a kid. It's the first mission in the favelas, and just visually, it's very vibrant and colorful, but still challenging. And Mission 11 is special because the majority takes place on a yacht, and if you're an avid Grand Theft Auto Online player, you might recognize this is the same yacht that they would use in Grand Theft Auto Online.
Where was everyone?
And the last mission, level 14, has this kick-ass song, Tears by the band Health, who also did the music for the game. Which, I cannot put over the music in this game enough. The music is so freaking good. Now, the game is filled with a ton of action-packed set pieces, like shooting oncoming enemies while an NPC drives a bus, among other set pieces. Now, in my opinion, the game does do enough to separate itself from 1 and 2, but not enough to feel like it's not a Max Payne game. Like, we can't carry more than 3 weapons, 2 one-handed weapons and 1 two-handed one. And the game will actually keep this in mind, as in some cutscenes and gameplay, if Max is holding a rifle, he will carry it in one hand and the pistol in the other, which is such a great piece of detail. Now, Rockstar is known for their incredible detail, and I think it's impressive that this isn't an open world game, it's pretty linear, but they still have a lot of details that you might not notice if you're not paying attention. But even Max has a lot of detail, like he will become increasingly sweaty as the level goes on if it's outside. And the Easter eggs. Now, the best Easter egg I can really think of and show off is the cemetery level, where you can actually see the tombstones of previous characters from 1 and 2. We even have some collectibles in the form of golden gun parts, which I have already collected. I thought starting a new game would reset it, but it didn't for some reason. Now, once again, Max is voiced by the late James McCaffrey, who continues to make Max feel like someone who has been through hell and is just not great mentally.
Dime store angel of death, and I realized they were correct. I wouldn't know right from wrong if one of them was helping the poor and the other was banging my sister.
With the supporting characters like Passo, someone who knew Max in his days as a cop. Most, if not all, the characters in Max Payne 3 are handled really well. They are well written and well voiced. Now, granted, a lot of the NPCs here speak Portuguese, and if you're like me, you can't understand them. Which, that's not a complaint towards the game. I actually think it's pretty cool because it makes Max feel like the odd man out, isolated. Now, the main plot of the story sees Max exiled from New York after killing a mob boss's son, and he becomes the personal bodyguard of the Bronco family in Brazil. And it leads to a bunch of swerves and heel turns that I don't really want to spoil and tell you everything, so please go play the game. You're not going to regret it. Now, like I said, the game is very short, so after you complete the story mode, you have, well, now you only have one extra mode, but there was an online multiplayer. Now, I never got a chance to play it because by the time I played this game, I mean, the multiplayer was still active, but I wasn't really playing online games like that. But from what I can see and research, it was a third-person shooter multiplayer, kind of like Gears in a way, with the bullet time mechanics thrown in, which was really cool to see. And it also had this deep player customization that was really cool. You could also make a crew and import that crew into Grand Theft Auto Online with the social club aspect. Now, I have heard that it's still active on Steam, which I do own it on Steam, but on Xbox and PS3 I know that it's no longer working, which does kind of suck. If you have any personal stories or memories about Max Payne 3's multiplayer, let me know down in the comments. There's also the arcade mode, which is literally just an arcade mode. You get points for headshots and multipliers for multi-kills, and that's it. What is cool about the arcade mode is that you could actually use classic versions of Max, but for some reason my game doesn't unlock them. It says to beat the game on medium, which I have done numerous times, but it still refuses to unlock for me, so that's kind of strange. Now, I don't really have that many stories with this game. I mean, I have stories of me playing all night, just replaying Mission 4, I can tell you that much. But I was kind of the only person I knew that played this game at my school anyway. I mean, me and my dad played, and I actually have a story about my dad. I remember him winning this Max Payne cardboard stand at some random contest at GameStop. We don't have it anymore, sadly, which sucks, but it was some cool little memory I have. Now, I know some people have asked for Max Payne 4, which I kind of don't want to happen because the game literally ends with Max walking off into the sunset. That man has been through enough. Let that boy rest, you know? But it has been announced that we are getting HD remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2, which I am definitely going to be grabbing. Now, I have never played Max Payne 1, so when I review that game, it will literally be a first-time review, so stay tuned for that. It's not going to be anytime soon because I have a bunch of other projects I'm working on, but I'll definitely get to it either this year or next year. With that being said, Max Payne 3 is one of my personal favorite third-person shooters ever made. It's also a game I played a bunch of when it came out. With that being said, I stopped giving scores, but I will give this game a score. The final verdict on Max Payne 3 is a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I don't think it's flat out perfect, but it's a damn good game and worth your time. So if you haven't played it before, go get it. It's pretty cheap on 360 or PS3, and if you have played it, I don't know, play it again. But if you guys enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribe. I have a very big retrospective coming out when it's done, because it's a long-ass game. I'm not gonna say what it is, but if you know, you know. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.